Hello, friends, family, world. Luke here again with episode 19 of our Eurotrip 2019 travel series. If you aren't caught up, click on the small I button at the top right of the screen, click on the Eurotrip 2019 playlist, and then go to episode 1 to start from the beginning. Let's dive right in with part 2 of our experience in Denmark. From where we last left off, we had booked into a hotel near the Copenhagen airport. The reason why we did this is because we had booked a rental car for the next morning. Once we got the car, we headed straight to our first destination, Stevns Klint. Stevns Klint is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that features beautiful limestone cliffs. This area has a lot to offer for those who are interested in geology, as the clay here contains traces of an asteroid that hit the Earth 65 million years ago and wiped out half of all living species on Earth, including the dinosaurs. If you do visit this area, we recommend walking around the beautiful church that's right there on the cliff edge. There are great views to be had from the balcony, and it just has a very unique atmosphere to it that we greatly enjoyed. Another similarly nice spot is the limestone quarry in the Geomuseum in the town of Faxe. This contains the world's oldest fossilized coral reefs from 65 million years ago, at a time when Denmark was covered by a deep ocean. After lunch, we headed to the Camp Adventure Tower, which is a fairly new and quite impressive tower in a forest of trees. We liked that it was accessible for really anyone with the really nice ramped boardwalk, so we thought it was great for children and those with disabilities. We had really great weather for it as well, which was a nice perk. We bought tickets specifically just for the tower, but if you're so inclined, they also sell other adventure activities such as zip lining. For our final destination of the day, we headed to the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Mons Klint. This offers a larger cliff area than that of Stevns Klint, as well as a nice hike that takes you through a forested path down to a pebbled beach. We loved how beautiful this area was, and prior to this, we really had no idea how much natural beauty Denmark had to offer. So we were so happy that we took the time to give these regions a bit of a chance on our visit to Denmark. We spent the night at an Airbnb in the town of Nykøbing, where we had a lovely sunset view from our bedroom. The next day, we drove all the way from the Zealand region to the middle of Jutland. Here we have the second largest city of Denmark, Åarhus. Åarhus is often considered the cultural center of Jutland and has so many places to visit. If we had had a bit more time, we probably would have explored and seen more of Åarhus, but we did feel like we got a good sense of the city on foot. One spot we enjoyed walking through was the Århus Botanical Garden, which offers greenhouses, a historic windmill, and even an open-air museum called Den Gamle By, which offers a recreation of the time period of Hans Christian Andersen. After exploring the city a bit, we continued on north to the northern tip of Denmark to Grenen. This particular point is unique in that it's the meeting point of two seas, the Baltic Sea and the North Sea, meaning that you can actually walk along a sandbar where you actually see and feel the two seas colliding. It was such a surreal experience that was something that neither of us had ever really experienced before. Our final stop of the day was the Rubjerg Knude Lighthouse. The land here is starting to recede inland due to erosion, and there's concern that the land won't be able to support the lighthouse for much longer. Because of this, there were areas of construction where they were getting ready to move the entire structure of the lighthouse from this area to a different area further inland. This is a great place to go for a beautiful sunset if you're in the area. The following day, we had a long driving day back to Copenhagen with a couple stops along the way. We first headed to Klitmoller, which holds the nickname of Cold Hawaii, which is because of its beaches and surfing, as well as the notably colder weather in Denmark compared to Hawaii. We were there quite early in the morning, so there really wasn't much going on, not really anything was open, which we found made it a nice opportunity to walk along the beachfront and enjoy the cool ocean breeze for a bit. After this, we headed south along the west coast of Jutland to Thy National Park, which is Denmark's largest wilderness park. After a brief lunch in Esbjerg, we made it to the famous Men at Sea sculpture art, which are these massive statues that were built in 1995 overlooking the beach. Afterwards, we made it back to Copenhagen for a little bit of exploring before heading to bed. On our final day in Denmark, we did a couple small things around the city before boarding our cruise, which was departing out of Copenhagen. First, we headed to the iconic Little Mermaid statue, which, if you are going to visit it, we definitely do recommend doing it early in the morning before you have to contend with lots of crowds. We also find that the morning hue makes it a little bit nicer as well. Nearby is the lovely Langelinie Park, with nice views of a fountain and St. Albans Church. Another picturesque area is Kastellet, which is a star-shaped 17th century fortress, which also happens to house a windmill. Alright guys, that is it for our Denmark videos. We really enjoyed our time in Denmark. From the cyclist's heaven that is Copenhagen to the beautiful natural scenery of the beaches and cliffs. If you want to know more specifics about our trip, be sure to check out our blog at lukeandtyler.com, where we provide a lot more detail of the things that we did, as well as some of the photography that we took while we were there. Stay tuned for our next video, which takes you on the early part of our Baltic cruise, with stops in northern Germany and Tallinn, Estonia. See you then. Bye.